Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying something new and I'm going to be doing a big bulk protein and carb meal prep. So I'm just getting everything out here and then I'll tell you guys my plan. Alright, I will tell you guys right off the bat, the one thing I'm lacking here is I have a bunch of protein and no vegetables. So I definitely didn't plan ahead for the vegetables, although we can chop a couple of cucumbers up and that's about all I got. Otherwise I just have frozen veggies, which is fine. Okay, so here's what I have. I have a pork shoulder, and this is easy enough to just throw in the crock pot the day of. So all I'm going to do for the pork shoulder is I'm going to throw in the seasonings into this bag, and then the day I want to cook it, I'll just put it in the crock pot all day. All right, and then today I'm going to do chicken breasts. I have 2 packages of chicken breasts. I'm gonna do those in the crock pot. You can do those in the Instant Pot if you would like, but I tend to like the taste better if I do the crock pot. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to do 2 packages of chicken thighs, and I will do these on our smoker. I have 4 pounds of hamburger thawed, and I'm going to do 1 in patties on the Traeger, and then I'm gonna just brown 1. And then I also have eggs. What? And then I also have eggs, and I'm going to do some hard-boiled eggs. Oh, I'm also gonna do rice. So I have 2 Instant Pots. Come here, buddy. I have 2 Instant Pots, so I'm going to get the chicken cooking in the slow cooker, and then I will do the hard-boiled eggs first, and then what else did I have? Oh, I was gonna do 2 or 3 cups of rice and have that prepped. I'm going to be starting the paleo diet again soon. I totally have been messing up on that, but I'm going to start again soon, and it'll be nice for the kids to have rice and my husband with dinner, but that will be for them. And then the protein, and I will get on some veggies. Hopefully my garden will get going soon, and then we'll have veggies from the garden. Okay. What? That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. You want it? Okay. So let's get started. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get the eggs going. Okay, so for eggs, I'm a really big fan of the 5-5-5 method. So 5 minutes in manual pressure, 5 minutes natural release, and then 5 minutes in an ice bath. And that's the 5-5-5 method. So since we are going to be using our trivet, we want 1 cup of water in here. All right, so 1 cup of water. And then I've always been kind of weird about my eggs touching, but I've heard from other people that that is not the case. So I'm just gonna pile in as many as I can. I usually only do 6, but maybe I'll do like 9 or 10. And I'm trying to make enough here to last us 3 or 4 days. So since this is gonna be my first time doing this, maybe it's a ton of meat and we don't go through it in 3 or 4 days, and I'll just end up freezing it. I already know that I'll probably end up freezing some of my pork shoulder, and that's okay. I think the other thing I'm going to do next time is just choose chicken breast or chicken thighs, and then we can eat the breast the whole week or the thighs, and then the week after I will mix it up. Okay, so let's see. That's 9. Let's just call it 9. Okay, so make sure your lid is sealing. Put this here. It's on sealing, and just manual pressure for 5 minutes, and then it'll do its thing. Oh, I will say, make sure you set your timer for the 5 minutes natural release, because you don't want it to go over that. Okay, so I am pretty much convinced that the Instant Pot is the only way to make hard-boiled eggs, because it's so hands-off and it's so easy. You just set it in here and pretty much forget it. And then they are also the easiest hard-boiled eggs to peel. So if you ever have, if you ever don't make eggs because they're so hard to peel and you waste half the egg, this is the way to do it because they're the easiest to peel. Okay, on to the chicken. Okay, so we're gonna come out and start the Traeger real quick because we wanna get this preheating, and then we can get the chicken thighs and the hamburgers on here. So I love this thing. We use it all the time. Super easy to use. This is honestly pretty hands-off too, because once I set it in the Traeger, I just set a timer to when I flip it, and then I come out here and flip it, and then in another 10 or 15 minutes I turn it back on, or I take them all off. So it's really a really hands-off way to cook as well, and we've been getting kind of a heat wave here, so it's a good way to not use the oven as well. One of the hardest things about living in the camper but doing most of the things in the house is that I want to do some cooking. I want to cook that hamburger and my pan is outside, so I have to go grab it. And by the end of this, I will definitely have to go out to the camper more than once to grab something else. I've already grabbed my second Instant Pot, and now I'm going out again to get my pan. But that's okay, I just throw the baby on, and off we go. You got something in your mouth, buddy? Yes, little stinker. What do you got in there? All right, so I got my pan, and we're just gonna start one of these hamburgers. So the whole point of doing it this way is that we're just pre-cooking all of the meat. And I will put in some seasonings like onion powder or garlic powder, but for the most part, I'm gonna be keeping this pretty plain, and then we can season it to how we want on the day of cooking. So you can take like the hamburger meat and you can get enchilada sauce and roll it up in tortillas and make enchiladas. Okay, next I'm going to be doing our chicken breasts. And like I said, I'm just going to do these in the crock pot. And so having just like nice, beautiful shredded chicken, you can put it in just like in a rice bowl. You can make tortillas with it. Anything you would use shredded chicken for, we can use this for. And so I'm going to put, I think, a cup of chicken broth in this, and then I'll put onion powder and garlic powder and some salt and pepper, and that's about it. And then otherwise it's just reheating it with a vegetable or whatever else I want to make with it. I could put it in noodles to add extra protein, protein or anything like that. Shout out to Super Cubes. I have my homemade chicken stock here, just in a cube, and I'm just gonna dump it in here and it will just melt and be perfect. Okay, so I'm just going in with some garlic powder, onion powder, that was a lot, salt, and pepper. And you know, if this actually turns out how I like this method of cooking, just preheating and mixing it in with different flavors, then I'll probably just make like a seasoning mix, and then I will add like 2 or 3 tablespoons of the seasoning mix, and then just call it good. And I can have the same seasoning mix for the chicken and the hamburger because we're just really preheating, or pre-cooking I should say, not preheating. All right, so last thing here before I pound out the patties and do the chicken thighs for the smoker, I'm just going to prep this pork shoulder. I have these little bag holders, which makes this super easy. I will link both of these things, the bag holders, and I'm using my Super Cubes here again for orange juice because we don't drink a lot of juice in my family. So I just, when I buy juice for the pork shoulder, I will just freeze it in the perfect amount for the next time. So I have the orange juice there, and then I'm just gonna add some seasonings and call it good. And then on the day of cooking, I'll just dump it in the crock pot and leave it in the crock pot all day. All right, so that is it for the pork shoulder. And then I'm not thinking very well on my feet of like good things to use all this like pre-cooked meat for. So I will definitely leave in the description more ideas of what you could use this pre-cooked meat with. All right, so we have 2 minutes left on the egg, so I'm just gonna prepare the ice bath now. Okay, and 5 minutes is up. So we're gonna just do a quick release now, and then we will get them over to the ice bath. And then they just go straight to the ice bath for 5 minutes, and then they are ready to eat. Okay, and then I just rinsed out my Instant Pot real quick, and now we're just going to cook some rice. And I like to do a 1-to-1 ratio. I believe this is jasmine rice. I guess this is it here. So use this. So, since this is the first time I'm doing it, I don't know how much rice my family's gonna eat. I'm just gonna start with 2 cups because I don't want any rice to go to waste. All right, and I actually use the same 5 method for the rice as well. So I'm just gonna do manual for 5 minutes and let it natural release for 5 minutes, and then the rice will be done. And that just makes it really easy. There might be like more precise measurements to get like a perfect rice or whatnot, but it's good enough for my family and it's easy to remember. Our hamburger is almost done here. So I'm keeping an eye on this still, and then I'm just gonna prep the chicken and the patties, and the Traeger should be ready to go. I think all in all, this is gonna take me about an hour. of hands-on prep. I will have, obviously I'll still have things going like the chicken thighs and the chicken in the crock pot. Baby's getting tired. Oh well. But hands-on time, that is it, because I'm just gonna set a timer for everything else and kind of forget about it until I have to take it off. So we have 5 chicken thighs here, and then we'll have two pounds of hamburger patties. And for seasoning, I'm just going to use Dano's on the chicken thighs and Montreal steak seasoning on the hamburgers. All right, back out to the smoker we go. The baby has fallen asleep. Cooking puts him to sleep, what can I say? I honestly did try putting him down right before this, and he woke up, so here we are. Perfect, our smoker is ready to go. Let's put the chicken thighs on. The tree fell onto my food. Never had that happen before. All right. And hamburgers next. Look delicious. All right, so I'm thinking the hard-boiled eggs are going to make great snacks. And then the things I'm cooking on the smoker, the hamburgers and the chicken thighs, will be great to go onto like salads or just as like a high protein thing that's ready to go when I get hungry. Right now I'm eating like every 2 to 3 hours. Let me show you how easy these are because I'm kind of hungry right now anyway. So I just kind of cracked into these. You kind of got to get it started. And I haven't peeled an egg in a while, but I'll show you guys. Just like peels right off. So easy. And then look at that. Beautiful. And then, of course, serve with some salt. Treat yourself, you guys. Oh, my baby's head is dangling. I will go put him down. But first, snacks. Cheers. Okay, baby said no to nap number 2 as well, but that's okay because we're just finishing up here. I'm just washing out these glass containers and we're gonna put all of our meal prepped food in there. I do want to do a quick plug for this free cooking class video that I did quite a while ago now, but it's finally up and running. I was asked to be a chef with freezerfit.com. They're a freezer meal prep site, and I think they have an awesome site. They have hundreds of recipes, and I contributed 30 of my own recipes and did a free cooking class. So I will also link that below if you guys want to check that out and you're interested in just having meals ready to go in the freezer that you can just pop into your Instant Pot or crock pot. All right, so we got our rice here, that's done. Hamburger is done and cooling off. All right, so we're just wrapping up here. Everything is done besides the crock pot chicken. The smoked chicken thighs and the hamburgers turned out looking delicious. So I'm just going to put everything in glass jars now. And that is it. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Like I said, I think hands-on time is about an hour. And the rest of it goes pretty quick. So I think doing this once or twice a week is very doable, and it will make dinner time and lunchtime a lot easier. So I will let you guys know how it goes. Thanks for hanging out with me, and like and subscribe if you like this video. Talk to you guys later. Bye.